Hello, Sim Friends, and we have a new LP house on the market. It is called the Vista Grove, and it is on sale in the online store for 649 LP. Um, Now, basing it off of the picture, it's fine, but I don't think it's anything special. But that's just based on the picture. Let's have a look at the cost and what you get in the house. So, after you buy the house for LP, the first house is free. And after that, at least in my town value, it cost over 18 million simoleons. That is expensive, very expensive. And at this point, basing it off the picture, I'm not crazy about the house. But let's see what it has to offer and see if it's a good value. So here is the house. On the outside, it looks okay. Um it's just okay, at least in my opinion. But you are getting the windows and the mid-century modern windows, I think they are, and you're getting the curtain quad. Um, and you're getting those planter fences. So here is the basement. You are getting the chairs and a few of the office items from a while back, and those sofas you're getting. Um, and the mid-century modern table, it looks like. And then in here, this whole house is mid-century modern. So, and you are getting a few of the hanging plants and the wall shelves on the outside. But other than that, all of it, is mid-century modern. And the window doors on the first floor is from an influencer island, and then on the second floor, I don't know where those are from. I think they could be mid-century or modern. I don't know. I really don't. But on the second floor is the same thing. It's a mid-century modern. And then take note of any of these smaller items. If you have not done the mid-century modern event, this house would be of a good value to you. I have done the mid-century modern event, and there were items in here that I don't have. So I found this house to be a good value. You're getting the rock climbing wall, the pool table, and then like those window passes, you're getting those. For these smaller items in here, like you are getting that yellow couch. I don't know where that's from. It could be mid-century modern, it could not be. And then you're getting the countertops on the outside, and then the table and chairs on the outside. So the inventory is good. Now, like I said, if you have not done this event, this could be a good value. If it's smaller items you don't have, it could be of a good value. But it just depends on what you have in your inventory. Now, here is the house completely emptied out. I'm going to tell you right now, I do not like the layout. I absolutely hate the layout. And so I'm going to change it up. And here is the grid for for if you do not have the LP but you like the layout. Um, I wanted to include the grid because it can be built cheaper for, I mean, built way cheaper. It can be built way cheaper. And I think that if you're an older player, you have done the mid century modern event. Um, it's it's okay. It's okay. You know, like ultimately it's up to you to decide if this house would be of a good value. I found it to be a good value because there were a lot of the items I did not have in my inventory, even though I have done the mid century modern event. But it's just the layout I do not like. I can't stand it. And so, usually in my remodels, I don't like to change the walls. But in this case, I'm going to be changing these damn walls because this is ridiculous. Is there's, like there are houses in Sims that have a great layout and everything, but this one, no, just no. At least in my opinion. Hello, so here is the final house. I ended up not changing the walls, and I really like how this turned out. And here is the house. I used the beige rice paper exterior walls, I think it's called, and then I expanded the balcony and put in some pillars, and I put in a basement with the weather machine. And then here is the front of the house. I'm loving the winter shrubs with the cypress trees. I always do that in every build, I know, but I like it. Then here is the living room. I used a lot of greens in here because I wanted to use that rug, which has little shadings of green. And then I used the green TV stand, and then the beige or cream fireplace, and then those green couches. And then here is the kitchen. I did buy the mid-century modern blue stove and fridge, but it doesn't really match with anything. It's an awkward shade of blue, so I just used the gray Scandi the countertops, and and I did the kitchen in grays because neutrals, am I right? And then I made a pantry using the pantry items. And then here is the dining room. The dining table and chairs, I forget where they're from. I used a drinks cart and some plants on the wall, some countertops. And then here is the master bath. And then here is the master bedroom. I used that tan king bed. I really like it. I think it's cute. And then I had used the countertops in place of nightstands, which lately I am loving. So that's why I did that. And then here is the upstairs. As you can see, I did not change the walls like I originally planned. Instead, I had used these glass office partitions, and I made this little area into an office. And the printer I got in an online pack, and then the copier, I think it is. I think came with the SIM chase, I want to say. Maybe I'm wrong. And then here is the other part of the room I had made into like a reading nook, and I put in the fireplace, and then a recliner, and then those chairs and that sofa. You know, these glass partitions, I'm really loving them. I think they're really cute. And then here is a bedroom, again with the countertops as nightstands. I'm just loving. And then I use the beige curtains, and then the closet items. And then I put in a computer and a bookshelf. And then here is the laundry room. It's small, but it works. And those blue workshop, the countertops, I believe, came in an online pack. I originally used them in the kitchen, but I didn't like it. It was just too much. And then here is the bathroom. And it's the same exact items as in the master bath. And then here is this bedroom. Again, I put in a computer and a bookshelf, and then the closet items. And I used a chest of drawers, and again with the countertops as nightstands. And then here is like a game room. I really didn't put much in here. I wanted to put the card table in here, but I can't find it. I bought it in an online pack and can't find it. And then here is a movie room, complete with a bar and, you know, like some popcorn. And then here is the back area. I put in a hot tub, and then a countertop with some drinks, and then those cream chairs and a table I got in an online pack. And then here is, you know, like balcony on the second floor. I put in some rocking chairs, and then a side table with some morning coffee on it.